They are waking up because of Fox News, because of Beck, and studies like this are really making a difference.
It is truly amazing what one individual, what a difference they can make. Here's another amazing individual. Lisa Obler, she is the co-creator and co-coordinator of the Vacation Liberty School in Georgetown, Kentucky. This is where kids are taught the things they won't hear in the classroom on faith, the Constitution, and our founding fathers. Lisa, I have to tell you, out of all the things I've heard from the 912 Project, yours gives me great hope, because I really think we need to concentrate on the kids. We're losing kids because they're not hearing this anywhere. They're not hearing it at church. They're not hearing it at school. They're not hearing it at home. Tell me what the vacation school is.
It's a week, and it's 2.5 hours a day, Monday through Friday. And basically, it started just 6 weeks ago. There was a 912er in Owensboro, Kentucky. His name is Sean Dysinger. He just came up with the idea. I think we should have something like Vacation Bible School. So he got a hold of Eric Wilson, who's our state coordinator. He is, and Sean is in a group that's a small group, and they just basically have a book club, the Liberty Book Club, and they didn't feel like they could implement it, but they thought it was a great idea. So Eric heard about it, thought it was a great idea, put the word out. Everybody in Central Kentucky was very excited.
And so you have a bunch of kids that have come. Now, this happened a couple of weeks ago, right? When did you finish it?
Last week.
Last week. And you had the kids come. They spend 2.5 hours a night, and you study the founding principles. But you do things like you have squirt guns with bubbles, right?
Right.
And you're teaching, everybody has their own bucket of water to fill up their squirt gun. And then you do it that way, and then you also do it with one communal bucket of water.
Right, actually it's bubbles. We have one communal bubble container, and everyone has a wand, and they have a squirt gun, and they dip their wands in, if they can, the central bubble unit, and that kind of symbolizes communism. And they can't shoot their own bubbles, they're supposed to shoot others. They keep track of how many bubbles they get to shoot and pop. And then we let them each have their own individual bubble container and blow bubbles and shoot their own bubbles, and they realize this is better. I can shoot more bubbles this way. And so afterwards we get them together and discuss, you know, what did you like better?
You also you've put together like a little bank where you're, right?
Yes.
What are you teaching there?
Well, it's an economic lesson, and we wanted to teach them, and this is our currency.
I love
butterscotch buttons.
Oh, life would be a lot better if we were all using that as currency.
You know, Glenn, they have intrinsic value.
Yes, I do.
And we wanted to teach the kids that there is great value to having intrinsic value to currency. And we had a central banker, and you could go and trade in your butterscotch buttons, which we called nuggets, and he could trade you for paper bucks. Paper bucks were introduced the second day, and we had a store that could go shopping, and they earned the nuggets throughout the week, and sometimes they earned paper bucks, and they could trade in their nuggets if they wanted to, but they learn as the week goes by that the prices in the store go up for the paper bucks, but they stay the same for the nuggets.
Very good, very good. Now, you have finished in Kentucky, but other people are clamoring to start to do this. You have other states that are starting to do this. How do people get a hold of you or try to find the curriculum? Have you lined up the curriculum?
We have, yes, and it's at www.attendvls.org. Attend VLS.
VLS, Vacation Liberty School.
Yes, .org.
.org. Good.
And the curriculum is online for them. And my husband and I put this together in just a couple weeks, so it was a very quick thing, and we're constantly updating it. So what you see today might be different a week from now.
I can't thank you enough, and everybody in Kentucky. Listen, America, when I first started the 912 Project, it was to bring people together on values and principles and then pass those things on. Please, please, teach your children. Look at them as a little clay pot and put our sacred American scriptures in. 5 women raising awareness about the needs of brave men and women of our military who fight for freedom by walking a mile in their shoes. They're called the Boot Girls. Leanne Ranslem is a event planner for Boot Campaign. Ginger Giles is the director of operations. Sherry Rulin is the executive director, and Heather Fordham is one of the Boot Campaign event planners. I'm glad you guys are here. I saw you last time at Marcus Luttrell's Lone Survivor Foundation kickoff, and I got a pair of boots myself. You guys read Lone Survivor. Who was the first one that read Lone Survivor and passed it on to the other ones?
That was
okay. And then what happened?
Well, I think we were all impacted by it. We were all inspired. It's just such an eye-opening account of what these men and women sacrifice every day for us on a volunteer basis.
Right.
And we just kind of felt like we're living these blessed lives, you know, enjoying the freedoms every day, and we need to do something. We need to give back.
You guys are not activists. I mean, well, you are now, but you've never been, right?
No.
Yeah. Did you ever see yourself doing anything like this?
Not at all. Not at all.
You're being awfully quiet. So you're doing things that you're stretching.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You uncomfortable sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you are doing amazing things. Now, so the Boot Campaign, and this is why I said at the end, you'll figure out why, there's Marcus and his dog. You'll find out, America, why I said it's time to put your boots on. Woof. You guys are selling these boots now, and portions of the proceeds go to the USO and to the Lone Survivor Foundation. How do you get them?
You get them on bootcampaign.com, which is our website, and they cost $129. $45 of that for every pair goes back to our featured charities,
you guys,
USO and Lone Survivor.
Anybody getting rich here off this? Is anybody making money off of this?
No.
Yeah, you
No,
guys
we're
are
not.
you guys are just doing this
We're
because
keeping our day jobs.
it is amazing the times that we're living in. You know, the Chinese have a saying, "May you live in interesting days." Oh, I think we do. But we are learning amazing things. What's the best thing that you've learned from this experience?
That anyone can do this. I mean, every single person in America that appreciates our freedom can put on a pair of military boots in order to say thank you.
Put the website down at the bottom of the screen again, please. America, get your boots on. Back in a minute.
Thank you, Glenn.
So many people are waiting for the government to give them handouts. It's not up to the government to take care of you. You can go to glennbeck.com and sign up for the Insider Extreme and check out our new special on the truth about entitlements. It will shock you. A little mini documentary. By the way, Insider Extreme, I'm a capitalist. It ain't free, dude, but it's worth it. A friend of mine sent a painting of Steve Penley. This is a book on his art. And I love the little dedication for Bob. You created a Frankenstein. It is art that reflects America. He tells a story a few years ago. His brother came back from a trip in Europe and said, "America, it's not so great." Steve is here to finish the rest of the story. Hi, Steve.
Well, I said, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Sure.
I said to him, I can't believe that you're saying that. We live in the greatest country in the history of civilization. And for someone not to recognize that is appalling. And so this book was about American icons, and that's how I told my story of America and why it's the greatest country in the world.
Now, as I'm looking through it, you tell the story, and there's everybody. I mean, there's a few people that I don't really like Theodore Roosevelt. No Woodrow Wilson thing.
Oh, gosh.
You knew I was going to bring it up.
Here we go again.
But you said that you wanted art to stop being ugly and meaningless and start telling.
Well, I was walking through the Museum of Modern Art today with my son.
Yeah.
And there were some of the rooms I went in there that I had to push him on through because there were some things that were absolutely obscene. I said, art does not have to be this. Why don't we look to the heroic moments of American history?
An uplift. Here's a couple of things. This is something he did for the Atlanta Tea Party. I mean, it's unbelievable stuff. Here's the Gipper. Love that. This, Ronald Reagan, have that hanging in my office. This one over here you just did for the Restoring Honor Rally at 828. That's,
right. I remind him to buy the poster to raise money for Wounded Warriors in 828.
Yeah, the poster is up for sale at glennbeck.com for the Wounded Warriors. You do tremendous work. Now,
thank you.
What is I know that when we first spoke, you said, and your wife wasn't sure if this is the direction to go. What's your life been like since you decided to do positive art like this?
It's been phenomenal because people are starved for it. People can't believe that there's someone out painting pictures of American icons. And America overall is just starved for this kind of positive reinforcement.
Web address?
StevePenley.com.
StevePenley.com. Listen, America, let me tell you something. He is an example of do what your gut says. Everything else may tell you, don't do it, don't do it. Do what your gut says to do. Unless it's telling you, to strap bombs to yourself. Do what your gut tells you to do and take a stand. Steve, thank you.
Thank you.
Final thoughts in a minute.
Thank you.
Next week, 1960s radicals who became 1970s terrorists and the leaders of today, the Weather Underground, the manifesto you don't want to miss. Tell all your friends and neighbors next week. By the next Friday, the world is going to make a lot of sense. Also, don't forget, 40 Days and 40 Nights. We kick this off on Monday. 8/28 is coming. Live the truth. Learn the truth. Find